Hey everybody, this is Dr. William Clark, Vice President of Strategic Initiatives here at Career Resources. We are for the third time in as many months bringing to you another virtual job fair. This time we are doing a virtual job fair for the area, the city of Norwalk, and I'm so excited to be your host yet again for this virtual job fair. We've noticed that ever since the pandemic has hit, that we've had to pivot and reimagine how we bring job opportunities to our customers, and we thought, why not go virtual? And so this is our third time doing it. We've done Bridgeport, we've done Waterbury, and now we are doing it for Norwalk. So I'm so excited to have some employers with me that who are going to present their companies, who are going to talk about their companies. But before we get started, I just want to make sure that I share with you, the audience, how this is going to go. So first of all, thank you for watching this replay. If you are catching this live, thank you for watching this. But if you're a job seeker, there are a couple of things that are going to happen. I, as your host, Dr. Clark, am going to facilitate the conversation. But I am going to turn the floor over to a number of employers who are going to talk about their companies. They're going to answer 8 specific questions about their company. We're going to go around the horn, and after which I'm going to re-engage all employers to have all-inclusive conversation. So I'm going to do my best to represent the questions that you have. Certainly, if you are watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment below. Someone from our team will respond and do our best to connect you with the best answer. Now, with that being said, I want to just get a few things out of the way. Number one, we are Career Resources, and we operate the Southwest American Job Center, which is funded by the workplace. So we want to make sure that we share that information with you. But also, before we get started, we want to recognize our state senator who represents the Norwalk Darien area, and that is Senator Bob Huff. Senator, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. I appreciate it, and thanks for the introduction.
So, Senator, go ahead and unmute your line there. There you go.
All right. It said I was muted, even though it said the other thing said I was unmuted, so I apologize for that. Anyway, thank you, Dr. Clark, for having me today, and thanks to the employers who are helping to employ our folks down in Norwalk, Darien, and Southwest Connecticut area. I certainly appreciate everybody taking the time today to help really bridge the need for employers to hire good employees, and the folks who are watching today to look for job opportunities that are out there. You know, we've been hearing a lot of grim economic news over the last several months with regard to job opportunities in Connecticut and really nationally as well. But the good news is, based on the employers that we have here today, is that there are folks who are looking for work. And I mean, there are employers who are actually hiring right now, and a lot of them are, you know, good paying jobs and filling a very, very critical need right now. One of the things that we found, you know, obviously with the pandemic, is that requires kind of a different set of thinking and a different set of maybe skill sets that are out there, because with home deliveries and more virtual type of working going on, that there are other opportunities for jobs and job creation right now. So I think having the folks here today is very, very important, and, you know, sending that message out there that there are employers that are hiring right now, and that it's not just, you know, having it's just not the doom and gloom that's out there, and it is going to be a kind of a new normal and a different economy going forward. So so I just appreciate everything that you all are doing with the Job Center, and certainly with you all and your partnerships with everybody else. And I think all those things mean so much. And we had a great session last night with Department of Labor and Scott Wilderman and Victor Fuda and Dr. Monette Ferguson as well, on other job opportunities that are there to give people kind of an idea of what's out there. So to the folks who are looking for jobs, I would just say, don't give up. All the folks here are wanting to help and are good community partners, and so we appreciate that. And again, you know, we're going to be working on the state level on a COVID response, and working to continue to support employers and employees, continue to work on things that will help the residents of the state of Connecticut get back on their feet and get the economy moving again. So, but these are all important steps that we have to take together in partnership. So again, thanks, Dr. Clark, and thanks everybody for participating.
Senator Duff, thank you for your time, and also thank you for your leadership. It's really important to have sound leadership. who's helping us move past this pandemic. So thank you again, sir, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with that being said, now to the great stuff, the employers. Now I'm going to go around the horn. All the employers are ready to engage in this conversation. They have all the questions that they need to answer. So first up, Mike Gatton. How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing very well, sir. The floor is yours.
All right. All right. Well, I'm the Northeast Field Recruiter for Schneider. We're a nationwide trucking company that has opportunities all throughout Connecticut and the U.S., but mainly Connecticut for the folks that are viewing here. So we have different opportunities for folks that have their CDL license. If you don't have your CDL A license, you still can contact me and I can guide you as to what schools in the area are looking to train students to get their CDL. And then that's and in a perfect world that you would contact me to work for Schneider when you get out. But the industry is coming back as far as transportation goes. There's a lot of freight that needs to be moved. We are an essential employer. We offer equal pay across the board. We pay cents per mile. So the more you drive, the more you get paid. So let me just see here. We're looking for over-the-road, team driving, and dedicated regional accounts. Get you home twice a week, possibly one or two times. We don't have local work, but we do have regional work where you're home twice a week. If you're looking to apply, what I can do is I'm going to put in a quick, send a quick profile link that you can put in your information in, and then we can contact you. Our screening center will schedule a phone interview and go through your application with you. And I'll also provide my contact info, my email address as well. So yeah, Schneider's an 85-year-old company, and we've been in business for obviously since the Great Depression. And the transportation industry as a whole, just to let you know, if you're looking to get into transportation, delivery, truck driving, whether it's Class A or Class B, there's a lot of opportunities for you. It's kind of like a recession-proof industry, and we need drivers. So if you're looking for information on obtaining your CDL, if you have your CDL, that's great. We can talk about positions right now. But if you're interested in how to obtain your CDL, I'm more than willing to assist you in helping you discover the CDL schools in your region that are looking to train you. We offer tuition reimbursement. So if you do get your CDLA and you work for Schneider, we'll pay you $200 a month up to $7,000. Basically covers the tuition of any school in the Connecticut area that I'm aware of. So it's a win-win. And if you're looking for information, again, I'll put my information I'll type it in, send it out, and look forward to your responses.
Michael, thank you so much. And you said something that I do want to remind all employers to do also. Once you finish your presentation, would you go ahead and leave your contact information in the comments? Go ahead and type it in, email address, name, phone number. If you want people to contact you through homing pigeons, etc., do whatever you got to do. Let folks know how they can contact you, because we're going to share the chat feed with our audience. So Michael, thank you so much. Next up, Peter Brown. Sir, how are you? Floor is yours.
Thank you very much. My name is Peter Brown. I am the onboarding specialist for Kelly Education here located in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and we're a division of Kelly Services. So Kelly Services is a global talent company, and so there are constantly a number of positions that individuals are more than welcome to look at via kellyservices.com, but specifically our division is with Kelly Education. And so we are looking for substitute teachers. Of course, right now, there are still some specifics and some uncertainties that we're working through when it comes to what the upcoming school year will be like, but we do anticipate a need. And so we are actively interviewing individuals if they're interested in substituting for the city of Bridgeport. That's specifically where I'm located, even though we do have a number of branches throughout Connecticut. And so it could be that based on your physical location, you'll have interest in working for another school system that we support. And so you'll have my contact information. I could help with that. So again, to apply, you're more than welcome to reach out to kellyservices.com, or you can contact me. I'll provide my contact information there. But this has been a very rewarding field that many have found to be beneficial, and we do anticipate a great need in the future, and individuals who do so, there are opportunities to grow within education. And so once again, you're more than welcome to reach out, and I can share more details on the opportunity.
Awesome sauce. Thank you, sir. Go ahead and leave your contact information in the comments. Hey, Brenda, how are you? Floor is yours.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me here today. My name is Brenda Torres. I am with CareFinders Total Care. We are a non-medical home care agency in Connecticut. We originally started in New Jersey. We're the #1 home care agency in the state of New Jersey, and we have provided services for 25 years in this home care setting. Currently, we have expanded our services to not only New Jersey and Connecticut, but also in Pennsylvania. Here I am from the Bridgeport offices. I am the human resources coordinator. Okay. I also do some of the recruiting portion of it. Our agency, oh, did we lose it?
No, we can still hear you.
Oh, let me see. I'm sorry. Okay. I lost you guys for a second. I apologize.
No worries.
Okay, so we have 29 locations throughout the entire agency. Okay, we have Bridgeport, where I am from. We have the Stamford office, which is more in the area where the viewers are looking at today. Okay, and we also have our Waterbury office. So we service a lot of different counties. We currently serve Fairfield County, New Haven County, Litchfield, Hartford, Middlesex. So we have a variety of opportunities for employment. Currently, we are looking to fill positions with CNAs, home health aides, personal care attendants that are looking for employment. It's definitely essential workers that we definitely need during this hard time. We have a lot of people in their homes that need assistance from these individuals. We have tried throughout this time to make employment process a little bit easier. We do orientations via Zoom, okay? And we do a lot of training via Zoom as well. So although we can't have the hands-on at the moment, we are trying to educate individuals prior to going into the home of elderly. So it's really important that they know that they're going to be safe and how to take the proper precautions working out in this field during this time. Some additional things in regards to our agency, you know, we do have certain benefits that we do provide to our caretakers. We will provide that information when they contact me, and I can be reached via email, or you can apply also at our company website, carefinders.org. I will leave that information below as well. Our process, we've tried to simplify it as much as possible, so that way it's user-friendly for those that are not too digital or have difficulties with the online process. We have multiple positions, so we want to encourage you to, if you're looking for this field, you're looking for employment, CareFinders is hiring, and we have different locations that may be close to you, and we encourage you to make a difference in this world with someone that really, really needs it.
I like that pitch at the end. Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and leave your contact information in the comments. Next up, Teresa Kirk, how are you? Welcome. You want to go ahead and unmute your line, Teresa? There you go. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We are a home care agency in Stratford. We are called Hope Healthcare. We also are looking for CNAs, homemakers, companions, patient care technicians. Since we are non-medical, a lot more people like to come and to a non-medical. This way they don't have to worry about the blood pressure and the temps and everything else. I am a field coordinator, and as you see, I am also a CNA, so I also have a case that I go to. I've been with this company for over 8 years. I've worked my way up from a CNA to the field coordinator. There's hope for you to advance if they see you good enough. The pay rate goes as to how much experience that you have. You can apply to us either, I would say we've been mailing out a lot of applications, and we've been getting them back that way because a lot of people still don't want to come out of their homes. So we've been mailing them. When they've called us, we've told them what they need, and when they get it completed, they can mail it back, or if they feel confident enough, then they can come in and drop it off. I will also include at the end the company's website and my personal website and our phone number. So if you have any questions that you'd like answered that have not been answered, we will be able to do that for you.
Awesome, Teresa. Thank you so much. Go ahead and leave your contact information in the comments below. Mr. David Axelrod, not to be confused with the Obama advisor, David Axelrod. Go ahead and unmute your line, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you guys all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you.
Awesome, thank you for this opportunity. Yeah, my name's David Axelrod, not to be confused with the government guy, David Axelrod, but I am the Northeast recruiter for Posigen. We are a solar company. Posigen was founded just about 10 years ago down in New Orleans during the cleanup after Hurricane Katrina. Husband and wife couple kind of realized that the people that need access to solar and renewable energy are the ones that don't have access to it currently. And the number one thing that differentiates Posigen in the solar industry is that we are able to provide solar to people of low to moderate income and without a high credit score. So every other company in the solar industry typically requires a credit score of like 675, 685 or higher. And we differentiate ourselves by not even requiring a credit score or any money down for solar. In terms of company culture, we are definitely a family-oriented company. We're very mission-driven. Posigen, was founded on that mission of bringing solar and renewable energy to low to moderate income communities. And, we strive to achieve that mission. I would definitely say we're very, very team driven, and there's a lot of opportunity for growth and internal promotion. Positions that we're looking to fill currently include inside and outside sales. We actually never shut down. We kept going full steam ahead through this pandemic. Within 3 days of COVID-19 hitting, we had a process in place to work 100% remote, which is still, we are still doing right now. We're looking to hopefully, transition back into the office maybe mid next month. But we're currently hiring for inside and outside sales, telemarketing, and in terms of operations positions, we're looking for solar installers, electricians, quality control technicians, and field technicians. What positions do we project we'll be looking for in the future? So we are in the process of building out our internal installation teams and our sales teams throughout the state. We have an office in Bridgeport and an office in Hartford. We cover the entire state of Connecticut. We're also in a bunch of other states, but obviously this is focused on Connecticut. Solar is still a semi-new industry, and there's a lot of growth potential with the company. We're opening hopefully in 3 new states this year: Chicago, St. Louis, and Mississippi. Obviously, Chicago, Illinois. I know Chicago and St. Louis aren't states, but in terms of salary ranges for the positions, I would say our salary range for our sales positions range from anywhere between 80 and 120,000. And operation positions vary based on your licensure, your skills, your experience. I would say anywhere between 50 and 80,000. and upwards for management. I will put the link below how to apply. It's posigen.com/careers. You can also find us on Indeed and LinkedIn. And I think that's pretty much it.
Thank you, David. We're going to go ahead to Crystal. Hey, Crystal, how are you? You want to go ahead? There you go. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And thank you so much for having me. My name is Crystal Ingram. I am the Human Resource Director for Greater Bridgeport Transit. Greater Bridgeport Transit is a public transit agency. It's a bus company, and we are looking for bus drivers. We're looking for bus cleaners. We're yard people. We're looking for people to safely provide transportation services throughout Fairfield County. And of course, our emphasis now is on safety and health and safety. So we definitely are interested in bus operators and cleaners. The salary range for, if you take all of our positions, I would say between $16 and $29 an hour, depending on the salary that one applies for. We are a stable industry, and someone spoke earlier, I believe his name was Mike, who talked about transportation and trucking and being home twice a week or something like that. The positive for us is that you will be home every day of the week. We are a operation, our hours of operation are 4 a.m. to midnight. The culture of the company is we are a family, pretty much. No position at Greater Bridgeport Transit can exist without the other. So we are a family in that all positions are connected. For the positions of bus operator and yard people, you require a CDL license. For bus operator, it's a CDL with endorsements, and we can get into that when you apply for the position. What else can I tell you? I think I covered everything. We offer excellent benefits to all of our full-time employees, a robust package, and it's easy to apply. Just go to gogbt.com. You can reach me. I'll give you my phone number. I'll list it in the comments section. And I thank you all. Thank you.
Crystal, thank you so much. Heather LaFontaine, how are you? Floor is yours. LaFontano, I'm sorry. How are you?
Thank you for having me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. My name's Heather. I'm here with Comfort Care of Stamford. We're a home health agency located right here in Stamford, Connecticut. We service lower Fairfield County, so that's Norwalk, Stamford, Darien, New Canaan, Wilton, and Greenwich. So we are currently hiring CNAs, HHAs, companion care. There's a greater need currently due to COVID. A lot of families are choosing to pull their loved ones out of care homes as to not risk exposure for them. So we are finding a greater need for people to have in-home care. We have a great culture here. We're a small business, so we're very connected with our caregivers. They always can call us, even just to say, hey, what's up? And they might need to vent, and that's what we're here for. So we have also gone to an online hiring process. So if you go to our website, comfortcare.com/Stamford, if you just go to our careers page, you can click the link, and that starts the application process. It's fully online. We do online onboarding currently. We also do Zoom interviews. So, we can get through it very quickly. with you guys and get you to work, because we do need HHAs and CNAs. If you're interested in becoming an HHA or CNA and aren't currently, you know, we have great resources for you. We partner with a company right down the road from us called Northeast Medical. You can take a 2-week course and become a CNA. It's a huge need right now. So if it sounds like something you would like to do, there's certainly resources out there for you to get more education and start a career in caregiving. You know, you really have to have the disposition and the heart to be in this business. So Dr. Clark, when you were talking about soft skills, that's really the soft skill that you need in our company, is a heart for caregiving, because you know, if your heart's in the right place, you're always going to have your clients' best interests at heart. And that's what's most important in being a caregiver. So if you feel like you really have the heart for this work, you know, we can find a way to get you trained, because those are all things you can learn. So if it's at all of interest to you and you aren't an HHA or CNA currently, please still contact our office. We'd be happy to help you get your CNA license, HHA. It's a very easy process, and we have all the resources available to you. Again, I'm Heather with Come for Care. I'm going to leave all my information in the chat link. So we hope to hear from you guys. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather. Next up, Rob Hebert. How you doing, Rob? Floor is yours.
Morning, William. Everybody, good
Morning.
to see you all. My name is Rob Hebert. I'm the Senior Vice President for Career Resources. There's 2 of us actually on today, but our agency is kind of diverse and sort of split in what we do. I'm filling in for our Director of Residential Services, Ms. Kim Harris. She's busy this morning moving furniture, so I'm pitch hitting. So Career Resources in general, we're a workforce development agency at our core. We have a lot of functions right now in our residential program, which is Isaiah and Mary Magdalene houses. We're looking for monitors to work all 3 shifts, round the clock care, as well as case managers to do sort of the more nuts and bolts, paper pushing functions of the program, preparing people for discharge, helping them with their banking, personal care, et cetera, family reunification. Career resources in general, you know, we love to promote from within. You know, much like Crystal said about Greater Bridgeport Transit, we like to kind of bring people along from a monitor's position, if possible, up to case manager and beyond. We do that in other areas of the company as well. The monitor positions pay just above, unfortunately, right now, minimum wage. Case managers are significantly higher. And sort of the structure of the programs, you know, the more obviously you get promoted, the more you earn, up to assistant program directors. Again, this is a Department of Corrections contract, so there is some background checks that are required. You don't have to be clean and clear of a criminal history, but you can't be on any supervision. In fact, we find that some of our returning citizens who have straightened their lives out and are on the straight and narrow now make some of our best employees, because they really do understand what it takes to get yourself a criminal history. It's a lot of bad stuff, and a lot of it isn't your choice. So people with lived experience do very well in these positions. So if you know anybody, or if you're watching this recording and you've had a hard time in the past yourself and you'd like to give back, Department of Corrections, Residential Services, and Career Resources is a good place to start.
Rob, thank you so much, my friend. Next up, Miss Ina Moreno. Hi, Ina. How are you? You want to unmute your line, Ina? There you go. You got to, there you go.
Good morning. This is Ina Mariano from Career Resources. We're looking for a career agent. A little bit about Career Resources. We are a nonprofit company that helps a lot of people. We have programs which you can come into. For example, the WIOA program. It's a big seller. Why? Because we're training people to go to school. You go to school, you have a grant of $3,000. You can become a CNA, a truck driver with a CDL A or B or passenger endorsement. You can also become a patient care technician, CNA, home health aide, PMI, project management. We have an array of classes that you can take. When you're done, we place you, we have placement to do. You are placed on different jobs, and that depending on your experience. Some people come to us, they just need a little brush up. Other people, they need a full career. So when you're done with your training, that's where we come in. The career agent is the person that will be helping you to find employment. What do? We do resumes, we do mock interviews. We have employers that are in the community. I see a couple of those that I've worked with there. And when you're ready and willing and able to work, that is the only time that the career agent will send you out on an interview. When you go on an interview, we are talking to the employers about you. If there's any problem, the employers are free to call us, the career agent, and state what their problem is. So far, as I've been there for a long while, we've hardly had any problems with our customers. So we're looking for a person that can be out there, that knows the community, that has good communication skills, that is really helpful, a good listener, good with computers, and good with people. This job is a people's person because you're talking to the customer and you're talking to the employers. We try to make a good match. If you're a truck driver, yes, we can call Schneider. Michael will know what we do because I've spoken to Michael. And when you are working with a customer, you have to be a good listener. And you have to think about where our customers have been for those who haven't worked for a long time. We even work with people that are coming out of incarceration, reentry. They have special needs. So you got to be careful when you're speaking with them. But right now, a career agent is very important because there are jobs out there. And we need to place people, our customers, on job. So if you think you can become a career agent, please apply to Career Resources. You can email your resume to Robert Ebert. He is our boss. We'll put his information there, to Carmen Arbello, or to Ina Mariano.
All right, Ina, thank you so much. You can leave your the contact information in the comments. And last but not least, before we have our roundtable discussion, I want to bring Josh Brown, coordinator of this job fair, to the floor. He also is going to represent another employer as well. Josh, floor is yours, my friend.
Hi, how you doing, everyone? I'm Joshua Brown. I'm located down here at the Norwalk Open Door Shelter. I'm actually going to be speaking for a few employers today, some that tried to get on a Zoom call, some couldn't get on. So down here at the Open Doors, first I just want to put out, we have a couple positions that's available right now. We have a cook position. It is per diem, but right now looking for somebody that can do about 35 hours a week. Also have a custodian position available right now. So that custodian will come back and forth from the Open Door Shelter to the Smilo Center, which is our job and training center here, where they'll be disinfecting pretty much all day. And that's a job. We actually have 2 positions for that open right now. We also have a case manager, bilingual case manager position that is open. So the bilingual case manager will deal with residents of the shelter that are housed either in one of the buildings or somebody that's actually in the shelter. We also have a shift supervisor position that is available. So that's a shift supervisor, a monitor. So at night, overnight from 11 to 7, that person will be in charge of 2 people that monitor the shelter in the evening. I also wanted to speak on behalf of ShopRite in Fairfield on Black Rock Turnpike in here in Connecticut Avenue in Norwalk. They are looking for right now cart pushers, cashiers, customer service agents, back room, pretty much any position at ShopRite is open right now. Stop and Shop Peapod as well on Connecticut Avenue is looking to hire in basically every position. We've had a few people from the shelter get employed at ShopRite and Stop and Shop, and another employer that I'm going to list as well, Orion Security. So Orion Security is a new security company, but fairly new, been in the Fairfield County area for about 2 years now. They're spread out through Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Orion Security right now is looking for security officers to guard the front doors of the grocery stores right now. So pretty much they're doing the traffic control. They're starting them off with $14 an hour. And this is a position that is going to be ongoing, not just because of COVID. So that's another position that another company that I wanted to speak for as well. Also here at the Open Door Shelter, I wanted to piggyback on what Ina was saying with the partnership with Career Resources and the Open Doors. The WIOA program is now here in South Norwalk. So if someone wants to come and get job training, so if they want to go and get their CDL license, as she mentioned, their CNA, patient care technician, dental assistant, medical biller, they can come and apply. They will be referred down to the American Job Center, either in Bridgeport or Stamford, and they will be connected with the case manager and then a job developer to help them further advance their careers. Also, right now, we're going to try to start rolling back out in August, the ESL classes and GED. I know a lot of people are saying, you know, people need jobs, but sometimes in order to get into a job, you might need some sort of education, or there might be a language barrier issue. So we are offering ESL and GED training here at the Norwalk Open Door Shelter as well. There also are computer cafe classes where they are offering Microsoft Excel, so you can learn how to do Excel spreadsheets, Microsoft Word, the basic things of Microsoft Office, Outlook, PowerPoint, and things of that nature. And yeah, that's pretty, I don't want to keep going on and on and on and on, but that is pretty much what we're offering down right now. And the partnership with Career Resources and the Open Door Shelter, again, I also want to talk on this while we're on here about employment, because the residents that we get employed, they go on to a home. So right now we have hotel to home. So they're leaving the hotels July 21st to now go into housing. But if you don't have a job, you can't get placed. So this is something that's very big right now. It's going to benefit the homeless population. If you have a job, now you're housed, and it eliminates 2 basic necessities in life. And I'm going to shut up. Sorry.
Josh, thank you so much for putting this job fair together. Thank you for representing all the employers you called out. So now we are at the good part of the conversation and the job fair. And this is where we as employers get to talk in an open forum. So I'm going to kick off the conversation here. I want to bring in Michael and I want to bring in Peter. And can you guys just take a moment to talk respectively about the growth opportunities? Because Michael, you and Crystal, represent the transportation industry and particularly for returning citizens, which I would want you to touch on as well. Transportation can be a huge opportunity for someone who's coming home, who needs to change sceneries, change backgrounds, change everything about their life, and a transportation job, particularly what you're offering, Michael, could be a good opportunity. So talk us through growth opportunities, Michael, and then right after you, Peter, you can jump in there as well.
Okay, yeah, as far as growth opportunities, transportation or truck driving, as far as Schneider as a company, we offer, obviously, we offer positions right out of school too. So we're not a company that you need 3 months experience or a year experience. You can get your CDLA and get into a position with us right out of school. We have, 401k with 50% match. You can also become an owner operator. I've known many individuals that have got their CDLA, worked a year, and got their experience and confidence, and started to finance their own truck and operate their own fleets. You can truly go, go from just getting your CDL into an industry that can take you a lot of places. There's many different facets. There's car hauling. There's oil and gas delivery. There's flatbed work. There's many different facets of the transportation industry. Public transportation is another one. And based on your lifestyle, what you want out of a company, do your research. There's a lot of companies that are looking to hire. So ask yourself, how long do you need to be home every night? And if you don't, long haul trucking, national carriers are in need of drivers because of the essential freight they haul. I want to touch on, diversity and that sort of thing too. I mean, at transportation, we offer equal pay, whether you're man, woman, different ethnic backgrounds, we offer equal pay. So you do the job safely, you do the job well, you're going to get paid just as well as the next person. I just feel like that's a big plus too. Transportation's always been that way. If you're a safe driver and you are, you're skilled, you're going to be able to make good money in this industry and provide yourself a good living.
Michael, I don't want you to shy away from that point, and I'm glad you brought that up, because given where we are culturally in America, a number of us
I was
on
nervous
this
to
call,
bring it up.
no, you need to, because a number of us on the corporate side of what we do likely will not march. Some will, right? And we appreciate those who are marching. At CRI, what we know is that our voice in terms of speaking up obviously comes with a statement, that has been released, but then also making it clear that one of the ways to fight back racism and any of the isms that exist in the working world is to talk about what you're talking about: equal pay, no matter you're a man, woman, whether you're black, white. You do have to be age appropriate. You got to have the right credentials and fill in the blank. So for all employers, and Michael, thank you for opening that door. This is an opportunity to talk about what you can do from your hiring platform to open up doors for people of color, people of all backgrounds, people of all experiences to come work for your company, but also to have a career growth trajectory. So Michael, thank you. And Peter, I want to bring you in here too. You're probably the first teaching employer, or at least representative, on our job fair. So I was like really kind of taken aback, like, okay, this is new. So talk to us about growth opportunities, what you're seeing in the marketplace, especially in the middle of the pandemic where homeschooling has just exploded. Some parents have found out that they actually like it. Some parents realize they don't like their kids, but the reality is there's a need for a substitute teacher. So talk to us about growth opportunities for substitute teaching.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to comment on growth opportunities. Of course, when it comes to the education side, there's definitely a period of adjustment. And of course, first and foremost is the safety of everyone involved. And so very quickly, the schools had to pivot to a distance learning virtual environment. But just to speak a little bit about the typical growth opportunities for substitute teachers, and then just to acknowledge that there's still going to be an adjustment to the ongoing challenge that we have. But we find that this is an industry where it's great for individuals who are transitioning. We have people come in who perhaps had a background in corporate or in a different field. And even if someone is, their educational background was not previously focused in education, we have many individuals who are able to pivot, and substitute teaching is really the stepping stone to kind of get their feet into wet when it comes to getting into the school environment. And what we've seen is that people are looking for different things when they get into substitute teaching. Some are just looking for the supplemental income, and they like the flexibility of being able to build their own schedule. Others are looking to work as much as possible, and we have seen people come in and they're able to step into long-term teaching opportunities, and perhaps even eventually getting into teaching full-time. So it is definitely an area that individuals can get their feet wet with substituting, and then it could grow. And then also just being part of a global talent company, even though my division is specific to education, Kelly Services is broad. And so individuals that come on with Kelly are also able to, if they wanted to grow into another direction within Kelly Services, they are open and welcome to those opportunities as well.
You know, I love how you introduced this, and I want to bring Brenda, I want to bring Teresa, and I want to bring Heather into this conversation, because Peter, I love how you talked about introducing job opportunities with flexibility, right? With COVID happening, obviously homeschooling has exploded, but then parents who have needed to find more flexibility may have been looking for a new opportunity that can allow them to be home and to still bring some income coming in. And I love how you set that up. But for Brenda, Teresa, and Heather in the non-medical home care business, talk to us about where the growth opportunities are. Talk to us about flexibility of schedule if it exists within your industry. I want to give you guys an opportunity to kind of bring that up as well. In no particular order.
Okay, so I know that Teresa and Heather will definitely relate to some of the things that I'm going to mention. In this home care setting, it can be very flexible, depending on what it is that you're looking for. At least here at Care Finders, we always tell our aides, tell me what you can do, and we will try to see how we can work around your schedule, because we understand that, you have children, you have families, and we want to be able to provide you some type of stability in the employment area, and also help you make a difference in someone else's life, because they really, really need it. There are individuals out there that are really depending on our aides, and like Teresa and Heather, I know we're all looking for these people, home health aides, CNAs, people that maybe have just gotten out of school, have just gotten their certification. Some people don't even know they've completed their courses, but because of the shutdown, they haven't been able to recertify or obtain their CNA licenses, and they've kind of put everything on a pause because of this. But we, at least here at Care Finders, we encourage them to continue looking for employment. Here, we're able to provide them with those essential needs so that they can provide stability to their families, so that they can go out into the working field and continue, to work with these patients. Here, we still provide training, whether it be virtual training, or we send you information through the mail. Whatever it is that you need, we will provide you with the support, the guidance that you need to get through these hard times, and also offer, like you said before, opportunities for growth. everyone wants to grow in whatever it is that they are, working at, whatever field they're working in, they want to grow. You never want to stay stuck in one place. And one thing that we do offer here is that opportunity. Just like Michael, we are an equal opportunity employer, and we encourage people of different backgrounds to apply, because we do have patients that have specific requirements, and they may want someone, that may fit, with what they're used to. So there's a lot of opportunities in the home care setting. If you don't have experience in home care, we have those cases as well that just provide some companionship. Even that, something so simple as that, some people don't think it's really a job, but it really is. And it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference in someone's life. And there's different levels of it. So it all depends on how far and how deep you want to go into making a difference. Working in a home care setting is definitely going to provide you with those type of opportunities.
Yeah, before Teresa and Heather jump in, go ahead and unmute your lines, ladies. I'm not a medical doctor, but I think we all can attest that having a good friend and having good companionship can extend life and make life more enjoyable. Brenda, I love that you brought that up. Teresa and Heather, jump in here. What are you guys seeing as growth opportunities?
I definitely agree with Brenda. Right now, there is a huge need for companionship, especially, our seniors always feel isolated, but even now, they can't see their grandkids, they can't see their children. So, there is that need, and it puts their family at ease to know that they have someone coming consistently to be there for them emotionally and, to provide them with the care that they need. So it's extremely important. And in terms of career growth, if you start as a companion and people kind of get a taste for the job, they do want to, get their HHA certification or go and get their CNA because they do see this as a career. And, with more education comes more opportunity for you, which means increased pay. The more specialized you can get with your care, the more you're going to get paid, for your expertise. And we also have some people who work for us who are going for their nursing degree, and we provide a stable job for them while they go through that, but they're also gaining experience through us as they get their nursing degree. So there's a lot of jumping off that you can do with a home health care agency.
I absolutely love it. Teresa, talk to us. You're on mute. You got to unmute your line. There you go. Yep.
I agree 100%. There's always a client that's out there that wants somebody from either their country or knows how to cook their country food. And that's what they really like. And that's what they strive for, because they can no longer do that anymore. So there is a lot of setting up. And like they were saying, call us, let us know what you can do, what you're available for. A lot of times we get different cases that someone might be used to, like 3 to 5 or 3 to 7. They can make their dinner for them. And that might fit into their schedule. They might be one of the ones who wants to go that late to go to work. So we're always able to get somebody in there somehow, in some way we work them in.
I go ahead. Was somebody getting ready to share something? Okay, I was getting ready to say, I love how the home healthcare industry is well represented on this call, but I want to bring Crystal back. I want to bring David Axelrod back, not to be confused with the political strategist, because I want to talk about sales. I also want to talk about the transportation industry from a more local perspective, right? So Michael represents transportation that may be across state lines or cross country. Crystal, as our state continues, particularly in the Fairfield County area, continues to explore how to build a solid public transportation infrastructure, it's going to be more important to have folks working for Greater Bridgeport Transit who can take us where we're going to go. And for folks like me who love to ride their bikes, I want to ride my bike to point A, catch a bus, catch a train, put my bike on the rack and get to the next destination and bike the rest of the way. Crystal, talk to us about growth opportunities where you work. And then David, jump in here from a sales perspective because there are people who may want to sell and control their financial destiny. Crystal, go ahead and kick us off there.
Okay, so in transit, there are tremendous opportunities for growth. Some of our most successful employees have started as bus cleaners and moved up to management positions. So the opportunity definitely does present itself. We have a strong emphasis on customer service. So Mike's industry, I'm sure, has a customer service component to it, but in particular with public transportation, you might be a person that is better at moving boxes as opposed to people. So our emphasis is definitely on customer service, customer focus, safety, cleanliness. We talked a little bit earlier about the culture and the events that have been taking place throughout our country. It's very, for public transportation, our company in particular, we are a very diverse company. The employees that we have employed with us represent the communities that we serve. So Brenda mentioned about making a difference in people's lives. Working for Greater Bridgeport Transit, our employees definitely get an opportunity to make a difference in the people's lives that they transport. And many of our employees live and work in the communities that we serve. So we get a chance to see firsthand the difference that we make in everyone's life every day. So the opportunity for advancement exists. I believe Ina talked about just having that spirit about yourself to want to move up, to want to grow, to want to improve. And if you have that that spirit about yourself and that wherewithal and the get up and go, GBT can provide you with that opportunity.
I love it. David, come on in here. Let's continue this conversation. Talk about growth opportunities for your company.
Yeah, I mean, kind of adding on to like what Crystal was saying, I mean, in terms of growth opportunities and, income potential, you really get out of it what you put into it. It doesn't matter who you are, what your past experience have been. I mean, we have people that we hire, straight out of high school. We have people that we hire with master's degrees and they earn the same. The earning potential is the same. And I mean, we have, our CEO does not believe in 100% commission. So we offer base pay, depending on the position, ranging anywhere from like 31,000 all the way up of, 50 in the upward, for sales in the upper 50s. But regardless of your base pay, the earning potential is unlimited and what you put into it. I mean, we have, inside sales, telemarketing professionals, that have just been with the company for a little over a year, on track to earn over $100,000 this year. And that's at the base level, in the tier structure for sales. And in terms of growth potential, for inside and outside sales, you have your introductory sales positions, and then from there we have senior level positions, team lead positions, senior level positions, and then regional level positions. And, there's a ton of opportunity for growth where we always look to promote from within as much as we can. We try never to hire leadership from outside the company for sales. And the same thing goes for operations as well. Like I said earlier, I mean, we're opening in 3 new cities, by the end of this year, in the next 6 months. So there's also opportunity, to, relocate and move up in rank as well that way.
And I love how all the employers so far have talked about opportunities that are coming, but not to be outdone. I am not going to leave the nonprofit world out here in the cold either, because I know for Ina, Josh, Rob, myself, we represent the nonprofit world, and just like Crystal said, you know, we are the service agency, service industry where we're dealing with people and helping them get on their feet. So Rob, Ina, Josh, I mean, jump in here, talk about what you guys are seeing career wise as opportunities for people to give back. Because Rob, you talked about it. Josh, you talked about it. Ani, you talked about it. Talk to us about what you guys are seeing within CRI, within Isaiah, within Strive, within Open Doors that people can take advantage of in no particular order.
Well, I'd like to speak to one. Especially right now with the COVID going on, what I'm starting to see is, like, say somebody comes in here now, they were supposed to be disinfecting our area for a month. I'm actually looking at somebody that's doing it. That's why I'm laughing. And you're supposed to disinfect our area for just the month of March and maybe April. And now you're still here now in June, and now you've been put on permanently. So you were starting to do getting $12 an hour, and now you're getting $13.50, and now you have a career because now you're based here. So he went from just wiping some doorknobs and cleaning the floor to make sure that nobody gets sick when they come in, even though we haven't been having any foot traffic, to now have a potential to might be the HVAC person in the year or so from right now. But started entry level, coming in, disinfecting something because it was the COVID, and now moving on to a maintenance position that's now a permanent job where he's part-time, and then we'll probably roll into a full-time position. And I hate to throw all this in one. Also wanted to put this in because, as we know, in nonprofit, we work in reentry and things like that, the Isaiah houses and some of the things that you mentioned. We have people that's coming out. They can come over and probably start an internship program. We've been trying to network with a few people around, like even Domus. They have a guy that they had in a reentry program. So he came in. This is the guy that was doing the COVID cleaning, and now he has a career. So I just wanted to touch on that.
No, that's great stuff. Yeah, throw it all in there. And Rob, come on in here, man. I mean, you not only represent Isaiah, which, is a growing piece. You represent Strive, which is growing. You also represent a brand new baby and brainchild of CRI. So talk to us about what you're seeing around growth opportunities.
So yeah, I can't believe I neglected to mention the other piece. Probably the biggest piece of the company moving forward the next couple of years. Career Resources recently was funded a good chunk of money to start a nonprofit staffing agency to help returning citizens get on their feet quicker and more stable. I don't want to get into all the nuts and bolts of it, but it's going to be a sort of a more caring, lighter touch than you might find in a traditional staffing agency, where we're going to work with second chance employers to get these men and women employed and stable quicker. The employers we spoke to are really excited. The service providers in the area are really excited at the opportunity. We're looking for a director to run that. So anyone watching this or any of the folks that are on the call now, if you know of anybody who's got some staffing experience that wants to sort of pivot and have a more socially conscious existence, let us know. Give us a shout. Hebert@careerresources.org or arbello@careerresources.org. But outside of that, we've been asked to do a lot of things in response to COVID-19 that have allowed for us to avoid laying people off, have allowed for us to actually do more hiring. Because when these bad things happen, the state and the feds can only respond so much, and they basically respond by throwing money at a situation. It's our job in the nonprofit world to catch that money and turn it into good outcomes. The staffing agency is going to be a big deal. We've moved what we do here. You're all sitting in an experiment right now. And those of you that are watching this are watching an experiment unfold in front of you. How do we have a job fair, and how do we connect these great employers to job seekers when we can't see each other? And social, you can't socially distance an in-person job fair. It wouldn't make any sense. So you're all helping us with this experiment. And I want to thank you from our board of directors, our CEO, through myself and Dr. Clark and everyone else at Career Resources for helping us do this, because there's people hurting out there right now and they don't know where to turn necessarily. They used to be able to just knock on the door if you were really bad off, and knock on the door of the American Job Center and come in and kind of, prostrate yourself in front of the staff and say, I need help. I don't know what to do. I'm at my wit's end. Well, the door's locked. It's not accessible. But there's smart devices, whether it be a phone or an iPad or a computer or a friend's computer. We found, in some cases, people don't even have their own devices to use to access this type of media. So again, it's tough. I encourage you to continue to engage in processes like this. We'll be doing these around the state for quite a while. So those of you that have a statewide presence, join us. We're going to be distributing this stuff all over the place. This is going to be through the Norwalk Chamber and Open Doors and the American Job Center Southwest. But we also did one in Waterbury, like Dr. Clark had said, and we're serviced all the way up to Torrington. So people from Torrington to Danbury through New Haven. Hopefully Hartford is going to be our next stop, our capital city. Excuse me. So it's important work. Again, I don't want to drone on about it, but absent this medium, there's really no way for you all employers to talk to the job seekers in the traditional way. So I want to thank you again for your participation, and hope to see you on further calls.
And just one more, Ina, you want to talk about growth opportunities on your team before we jump to the next question? You're on mute.
What I'm exceptionally proud of is the continuation of the WIOA program, even though we're not in-house. One of the questions that we were receiving calls about, how do we continue our education and you're not open? How do we continue our education when the different educational places are closed? What do we do, and how do we find work? How do we find employment? Easy. Everything is virtual. There's telephones. For example, today, I had a phone interview, which was a mock interview with one of our customers. And it went very well. Why? Because she was going on an interview today, but she said, Miss Anna, I can't go. I said, I know. I said, so therefore call the person that you're interviewing, ask about a Zoom interview, ask about a phone interview. So she did, and they said phone interview. So what I did was go over all the questions that usually are asked on an interview. And I must say, she called me, that's why I couldn't get on right away, to tell me that she got the job. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, how do we continue the WIOA process? And we are not open. Well, you know what? Paperless. We scan all the paperwork to ourselves. And we have our customers, believe it or not, we walk them through on how to scan back the paperwork that they have to do to us. Then we scan it to the school. So welcome scanning, because that's how we're handling all our customers' paperwork. How do we find jobs for our customers? Okay. For example, I will take their resume, forward it to an employer, send an email, and then explain about this person and call the person, the customer, and tell them where their resume have been sent and prepare that customer before the interview. When it's done, I would call back the employer. How did it go? Call back the customer. How did it go? So even though we're not face to face, I mean, it's getting done. And we're making people happy out there, especially when we're talking to the truckers and when we're talking to the people in healthcare. As I know, there's a lot of people who wants to be in the healthcare field today because it's booming and people are getting hired.
You know what, Ina, as you were talking, we got a message from Brenda who said that she is a product of your work, and it seems like she wanted to give a shout out to everyone at CRI. Brenda, that's so awesome, and so glad to have you on the call. And I do want to shift the conversation a bit. This is now an open forum, so whoever wants to jump in here. When we started these job fairs, gosh, Rob, what, 6-7 weeks ago, I guess. COVID was obviously in it at its height, and we were still trying to wrestle with employee safety. We are now in the middle of June. Things look a bit different, but we're still cautious. So as employers, whoever wants to jump in on this question, talk to job seekers who are watching this replay about the steps you're taking to ensure their safety, because employees want to know, if I get a job with you and I decide to commit my time and efforts and talents to you, you're protecting me. So whoever wants to jump in, just unmute your line, talk about what you guys are doing to address employee safety regarding COVID.
I guess I'll jump in on this. I mentioned earlier that we've been working remote since the middle of March, and we're still working 100% remotely. We're utilizing a couple different tools. One, major one is including Zoom, DocuSign. Obviously we provide all of our staff with phones, laptops, wireless jetpacks and stuff if they need access to Wi-Fi at home. So we're providing all equipment necessary to, get people set up and running efficiently from home. And our entire team is working remotely right now. So hopefully no exposure there at all.
This is Crystal, and I'd like to say that since GBT does provide public transportation, it's challenging, but we've managed to work through it. Prior to COVID, we had the barriers, the driver's barriers, which provided protection to our drivers for their personal safety at the time, but now it's health and safety. So the barriers that we had on all of our buses came in very handy. We have a PPE equipment that we provide to actually not only our drivers, to our maintenance employees as well. They have face masks and the full gowns, because very often they're working on buses that may have been taken out of service for bloodborne pathogen reasons or so forth. So we have done an excellent job at fully protecting our employees as best as we could. We have 160 somewhat employees, and in the whole scheme of things, we've all remained very healthy. We probably had 5 or 6 positive cases. So 5 or 6 out of 160, I don't think is bad at all. So we continue to take those precautions. We also limited our bus service because there were no passengers really out there. So many of our buses ran at limited capacity, a maximum of 10 passengers. We roped off the front, and if a bus reached a 10 passenger capacity, we had backup buses for that. So those are the measures that we've taken, and we continue to take those measures and look for other ways to protect the public as well as our employees.
Awesome.
Can I
A
ask
few
you a
others.
question, Crystal, if you don't mind?
Oh, sure.
Because I know that Wheels is kind of doing it to it. Are you guys, and I keep coming back to this disinfecting, cleaning thing, because are you guys looking for people that's doing that as well, that's coming on the buses like every 2 hours just to disinfect? And like, do they have that open as well?
Well, we're recruiting for 3 additional cleaners. We have 3
Okay.
cleaners now, and that's by contract. So we have to negotiate with the union for 3 additional positions, and that seems to be moving along rather quickly. So we have a rotation. We have the cleaners. We also have a position called yard person position, and the yard people, and as well as doing preventive maintenance, they also do an aspect of cleaning as well. So we have yard people who do some cleaning, we have bus cleaners, and we have a detailer.
Okay, that's good. Because I know a lot of people are probably saying like, oh, well, why do you keep saying the thing about cleaning? And I'll state it again. Somebody can start right now in COVID and just be coming on to disinfect. And now you're looking at them 2 years later. Now they're a full-time employee with full benefits as a maintenance person, you know?
And the other thing is we have a contract with an outside contracting company that also cleans our buses. That's the real deep cleaning, the spray, you know. So we're cleaning our buses.
Yeah, and I say this too. This is a great time for a lot of small businesses that are, you know, that might have a cleaning company that, like Crystal was saying, that can get a contract, that can go out there. You have 4 or 5 people on your team. You know, you're going, well, you might need about 20 people on your team now to start going into these commercial buildings. They're pretty much disinfecting every 2 to 3 hours. So, you know, it's not a stand around job. You know, you're actually going to be doing something. You're getting paid to do it. They're giving people extra pay because of the COVID, as we know right now, the PPE extension, or I forgot what they call it, but this is something that I think people should really take advantage of, like right now. And big.
Yeah, and for other employers who are on the line, you can talk about what you guys are doing to ensure employee safety as well. We'll take a few more employers who want to address this topic.
Hi, I'll cover
Yeah, how
the
you guys doing that in the
healthcare.
healthcare?
Yeah, so what we're doing right now, and I'm sure the other home healthcare agencies can relate, all of our caregivers are trained in, you know, universal precautions. So they have training in proper glove wearing. We're also providing, you know, masks and face shields. So they have all the equipment that they need to stay safe. And another advantage to working in the home care agency is that you're not in a facility with a ton of people and you're just in someone's home, you know, one-on-one with a client. So that helps with the social distancing aspect. So I think that's really valuable to people right now. So, you know, we are very, very careful about making sure that our caregivers have what they need to be safe because, you know, we're living in a COVID environment right now. So, you know, this is the new normal. So people have to kind of get comfortable and feel safe and be well trained on, you know, what do we do? We also give a training on COVID-19 and how to care for a COVID patient, how to look out for signs and how to protect yourself. So we're, you know, educating them as well as giving them the tools they need to be safe.
I would like to add to Heather what she stated as well. Here at CareFinders, we are also providing all of these PPE to our caregivers because they are on the front line. They're there working with sometimes even more than one patient if they're able to, as a difference to Heather's agency, we also have opportunities in facilities, which does make it a high risk for those people that, you know, choose to do that. It's an option. It's an optional for them. We have people that, of course, have not been exposed to COVID, but we do have a specific contract for other individuals that have been COVID positive. And there are aides out there that are willing to work with these patients and have been provided with extensive training on how to keep themselves protected, and have been provided with all of the equipment that is necessary to keep themselves safe, such as gowns, face shields, different types of masks that we have available depending on the situation, you know, whatever it is that they need, we have been able to provide them. Hand sanitizer, you know, regular pickup times, so that way it's accessible to them at each of our locations, different time frames. We have individuals that are out in the field taking it to those caregivers that, for whatever reason, you know, are afraid to get on a bus or to get an Uber, or if they don't drive, you know, and they can't get there, we will bring that PPE to you to make sure that you are able to continue doing your job and doing it safely. So in addition to the home care setting, you know, we do have work in that facility setting, but we are providing you with all of the equipment that you need to get your job done and get it done safely, and not put yourself at risk or your loved ones or any other patients that you may have.
So I do want to pivot. Thank you for those who shared. I want to pivot to this other concern that a lot of people have brought up, and that is, what's your policy around hiring returning citizens? We have a number of folks who are coming home and want to know about opportunities. For anyone that wants to take this question, please talk about your policy around hiring returning citizens and what they can expect during the job search process.
I think I'll probably start with that. First and foremost, CRI is a second chance employer. I have everything from assistant program directors to program directors in our employ that are returning citizens. You know, we at Career Resources have done our level best to try to inform others across the state. We sit on the Connecticut Reentry Collaborative statewide council. Our HR folks are definitely in the know about good policy, you know, regarding hiring returning citizens. We try to educate people about, you know, what laws mean. You know, there's a good chunk of HR folks out there that look at a charge on a piece of paper and automatically make assumptions about that thing, both good and bad. Sometimes a charge that you see on paper was a reduced charge, and what they actually did was worse. Sometimes you see a felony and you automatically think it's worse than a misdemeanor. I'll give you an example. There is a misdemeanor charge for strangulation and a felony charge for possession of a drug. What's worse? You know, and how do you evaluate that? So there's a lot of education that goes into, or should go into, you know, your decision making when it comes to you know, hiring returning citizens. We feel as an agency, and we wish that others would feel the same way, that you should take these convictions one by one and give people an opportunity to explain what happened. If you think it's proper to judge a, you know, middle 20s-year-old person for criminal history when not knowing where they came from, what project they may have come from, what broken family they may have come from, what trauma they may have been exposed to while they were doing whatever they were doing that caused that charge to hit that paper, I would ask you to rethink that. There's a lot that goes into getting someone into prison. It's not as easy as one would think. It's not a direct line for sure. And the fact of the matter is, if we don't give these people an opportunity to care for themselves, then we are going to be charged for caring for them for the rest of our lives. That's a real thing. When I was a job developer working for the state and helping returning citizens find employment, and I ran into the employers that were just hard and fast, we shall not, we will not. I said, well, that's great. enjoy paying for that person for the rest of your life, because that is what you're doing to yourself. Rather, I think you should give them an opportunity to work for their money, make their own way, and set an example for generations to follow them, because generational incarceration is a thing that I think we're all responsible for putting a stop to in our own way. And if that's just giving somebody a hand up, not a handout, and giving them an opportunity to work, then that is the thing I believe we should do. And that, I think, is about as concise as a statement as I can make about Career Resources' stance on returning citizen hiring.
Yeah, we definitely are a second chance organization for sure. Others who want to jump in, Michael, no, you got to go. You can jump in. Others, what's your policy around hiring returning citizens?
For Schneider, it's a case by case basis. I'm not the individual that makes that decision, but we do look at it from a couple different standpoints. Meaning, your work history is not with transportation in general. Coming into a new field of transportation, work history for us is not a huge thing. We know that a lot of people are coming from different industries or coming out of circumstances, and they're looking to get into CDL transportation. As long as they have a license and their record is clean as far as not having a DWI within the last 5 years, that's a hard no. But just in general, I know I represent Schneider, but transportation in general, there's a lot of opportunities. I worked at a CDL school for over 5 years as a career services director, and I worked with people that have been in have challenging backgrounds, and industries like asphalt and concrete and construction. Those industries need drivers, whether it's CDL A or B, either dump truck drivers or CDL A delivery drivers. If you do have a challenging background, you may not be in the customer service. They may not have opportunities in the customer service industry based on, and I'm being very general, but don't ever let that discourage you as far as jobs go in transportation, because the construction sector, like I said, asphalt construction, the stuff that's going around in the cities, those companies need truck drivers as well. And I think other people in the transportation industry can agree that, getting your CDL license, I know was saying there's funds available for individuals that are looking to get back into the workforce and better themselves and turn a corner. There's help out there, and at the end of the day, if you work and achieve hard to get your license or any type of certificate, you can apply that to home health care or transportation. There is positions available. Don't ever give up, and keep trying. And if anyone needs any help, questions, give me a call.
Awesome. One more employer. Anyone else want to talk about their policy around hiring returning citizens?
I wanted to actually speak with the real quick again about the collaboration with the Career Resources and Open Doors, and how reentry piece has been something that we've been talking about a lot over here at Norwalk Open Doors now, because of Career Resources and things that they do. Now we're trying to put a program together where people who are coming from jail, and as we know, a lot of residents that do come into the shelter return from prison, instead of just putting them in just on a bed, you can now probably start like a stipend, $10 stipend, where you can pay $10 an hour to pretty much do some type of work around the building. So I wanted to just speak on that real quick because of the things that Career Resources is doing, and Rob spoke on the grant, and a lot of the reentry efforts and roundtables and things like that in the state that Career Resources is part of. It's starting to take effect on a lot of the local communities, and Norwalk being one. Norwalk doesn't have like a roundtable or reentry program, anything of that nature as of right now. But with leadership and things like Dr. Clark and Rob and things that they've been doing, hopefully sooner or later there'll be reentry program going on here as well. We utilize.
Yes, speak that into existence, Josh.
Yes, we are. We are.
So let me just bring up this last topic before we adjourn for the day. You know, see, Career Resources operates a program called Strive Connecticut, and it is a workforce readiness, job readiness program that focuses on equipping job seekers with the soft skills to prepare for work. And one of the things that we always try to convey to our clients and our students are the needs of employers from a soft skills perspective. So as we wrap up this call, this is an open floor question to any employer that wants to talk about it. What are the soft skills you're looking for when you're making hiring decisions? And what soft skills do you know to be essential for a job seeker to maintain employment with your employer, with your job?
I'd like to say customer service skills are important. Even though we are a long haul trucking company, you still have to go into facilities. You still have to greet individuals cordially. You know, there are delays and you know, there are circumstances like traffic and, you know, delays of that nature with freight and logistics, things like that. It comes with the territory as far as the industry we represent at Schneider. So you need patience. You need to be you need to have safety as your focal point, and you got to understand it's not about you. It's about getting the freight that has to get to the company, to the customer, and you're providing that service. So you need, you know, our core values are integrity, respect, excellence, and safety. You got to keep those four attributes in the forefront, and the rest will work itself out. If you feel as though that, you know, that the odds are stacked against you, and it's you know, the traffic and the customers, you know, communicating to you in a way that you know, you don't feel that that you got to rise above it. You got to rise above it, and you got to just keep in mind that you provide a service, and you know, not everyone can do what you do. You know, that's the thing. Not everyone can do what you do, and just give yourself a lot of pride and to know that you're doing an essential service to the greater good, the public, and everything else should fall into place, you know.
That's good. Others, soft skills that you
Yes.
believe are important. Go ahead, Peter.
If I can comment from the education side, as we can all appreciate, especially if we have children, when it comes to having an individual, a teacher in front of children, we need individuals of really, you know, high standards when it comes to professionalism, when it comes to integrity, commitment, trust, heart, patience, to be able to appropriately interact with, you know, our students. And so we find that those qualities are critical within the educational setting, not just with the appropriate interaction with students, but also when it comes to the interaction with other faculty and staff. And so those soft skills are definitely very valuable.
Awesome. Others.
I would say from a home care setting, there's a lot of skills that you can put into place, you know, in this setting, but we're always looking for quality of care, never compromising the quality of care that you're providing to an individual, regardless of whatever situation they're in, always providing them the best possible care. And of course, in any setting, you know, you want to always do your best. Communication is highly important. Working as a team, because sometimes it's not just another coworker. It could be in this aspect, your client is your team, their family is your team, to make everything work and work fluently. You know, having compassion, being empathetic of the situations of different, you know, clients is absolutely important. Being an active listener is highly important in this field. You know, being able to communicate with that person on that one-to-one level is definitely something that in home care is a necessity.
That's good. That's good. Anyone else? Soft skills that matter to your company.
Hi, it's Crystal again. So, as a public bus operator, customer service, I'd have to say with 10 exclamation points, if not more. So, customer service has to be your focus, patience, conflict resolution, being able to de escalate a situation, being able to multitask, because very often you're asked for directions while you're driving. So you need to be able to focus on safety, focus on your customer, and know that they are number one. Not engage in situations that would be a damper to anyone's safety and security. It takes an extraordinary person to be a public bus operator. They are carrying thousands of people each day, 100 trips a week. So it's a challenge, and it takes a special person. And as I mentioned earlier, not everyone is equipped for that. So if you're a person who doesn't like to engage, to talk to people, to assist, and you don't want anybody to talk back, you probably want to work for a FedEx or something like that, where you move boxes and boxes don't talk back. But I take my hat off to all of our employees at GBT, because they have to be ready to work. When they come to work, they have to be ready to work. There is no such thing as turning the people button off. There's no such thing. So we've had employees that have been with us over 45 years. That takes a very special person. And when they retire, God knows they deserve it. And they probably don't pick up their phone when they retire. They probably want to live on an island by themselves. But GBT, we have some special employees. So come join us.
No shade to FedEx. Any other employers that want to talk about soft skills that matter to your company before we wrap today? But with that being said, I want to encourage all the employers, if you have any parting comments, to post them below. Messages you want to post to job seekers, make sure you put it in the chat box, and make sure you send it to everyone. To all the employers that have joined us, thank you so much for being a part of this virtual job fair. We want to thank CRI, I want to thank the workplace, I want to thank Senator Duff, and I want to thank all of you for being a part of this. And we hope that for the job seekers who are watching this replay, that you find this job fair helpful and useful for the next handful of months as we continue to restart our economy. With that being said, I'm Dr. William Clark. We'll see you next time. See you, everybody.